Hello, this is Howard Pendleton, commonly known to you out there as Mr. Science. Today we're going to deal with the miracle of gas refrigeration. And here to assist me is a lad from New Orleans, Sanford Berger. Sandy, that's great fish country down there, isn't it?
Well, it's full of deer and elk, too. You'll also find field mice, crows, hens, oxen, cats, owls, bugs.
I see. Well, the reason I mention fish, Sandy, is because I'm familiar with a fine seafood place down there, Delacorte's Flounder Palace. It's a must for any visitor.
Why, it's been off limits for 7 years, Mr. Science.
Sandy, let's talk a bit about refrigeration today.
All right, Mr. Science.
Well, doesn't it seem paradoxical to you that a refrigerator is made cold by a flame?
Holy cats! Wait till I tell a gang at school that. I thought it was made cold by the ice cubes, Mr. Science.
No nonsense, Sandy. The principle involved here is the transfer of warm matter to cold matter. Now, did you ever notice what happens when you turn the refrigerator off?
Holy cats, yeah, the food gets spoiled, Mr. Science.
That's right, Sandy. And that's because the flame isn't supplying any cold. Am I making myself clear?
Well, I can't exactly say that all this is rubbing off on me too well, Mr. Science. So far, all I get out of it is if I jump into a flame, I'm liable to cool off.
Sandy, I'm going to open this refrigerator.
All right, I'll back up.
Now look in there and tell me what you see.
Oh, gee, it's all wet. Leaping lizards. And the food in there is good and squashed up. And there's cheese floating down on the bottom,
Well,
Mr.
now,
Science.
all this is certainly perplexing to me. I guess the Mr. Science custodian forgot to hook it up.
Yes, there's quite a stench there.
Sandy, at any rate, you can see what happened here. The flame went out, and the refrigerator warmed up because of it.
Say, Mr. Science.
Wait till I shut the refrigerator door, Sandy.
Yes, there's a good amount of unbearableness around here.
Now I'll get the gas flame going again, and in no time at all.
Here's a match, Mr. Science. You better wear gloves when you light it. You'll freeze your fingers.
Well, there we are. Now the flame is lit, and in about a half hour, the refrigerator will be freezing again. Any questions, Sandy?
Oh, boy, Mr. Science. How come when my mother cooks a pot of soup on the stove, how come we don't get a load of ice instead of a pot of soup?
Oh, well, a stove is based on an entirely different principle, Sandy. In a stove, the flame heats the soup. You get what I mean?
Oh, yeah, gee, Mr. Science. From now on, I'm never going to throw an ice cube from a moving car. Boy, Smokey the Bear's got enough trouble as it is.
Good advice for all of us, Sandy. I'm glad I was given the opportunity